Hi, folks. This is Mountain Man coming to you from parts unknown. Well, pretty soon the frost will be on the pumpkin, and I was checking in to see how did y'all do last night watching Mr. T. I enjoyed it. I think he was relaxed. I think he had a good time. I said, well, he must have left out. I missed about half of it, but don't you know? They posted about 20 minutes of it, about 2 hours after the interview. And don't you know, within a few hours, it had over 1 million views. And so I said, Jiminy Crickets. So earlier today, earlier today, I checked and had over 2 million views. So just that little interview with Greg Gutfeld and the crazy bunch there at Fox. So I didn't know if y'all got a chance to watch that or not. I thought he was relaxed. I thought he enjoyed himself. I think he did real good. How you doing, Roland? William, how you doing? Miss Mendersu, how you doing? So on my thumbnail, I got that picture I was telling you all about P. Doo-Doo or P. Diddy Doo-Doo holding up the key to the city in New York. 1 year to the day yesterday, he got that key. 365-day anniversary. And in the thumbnail, you see Eric Adams' little head poking up in the back. He doesn't have pictures of him. They're at least not in this picture of him real close to him or anything else. Like we've been seeing cropping up all kinds of pictures of celebrities, but you know how that goes. They dig up the old 30-year-old picture of Epstein standing next to Trump, and they think they found something, you know. But no, we've got a little more than celebrity lineups with some of these people. Tracy, how you doing? Debbie, Mary, Melinda, nice to see you. So anyway, what were we told? We're told optics are important and timing is everything. So this stuff being timed out to happen at this particular moment, all these big names being dropped, people are starting to, just about every creator or every person that does a video about pee poopy duty talks about Mr. Epsteinio, okay? And that gets us a lot of people thinking about something bigger than Republican versus Democrats. As we know, Rhino or Uniparty. So we'll let it continue to be fleshed out. But when you see some of the names, some of the events, I watched about an 18-minute video bringing up memories from his past, you know. Young girl, I forget her name, you know, they pick these names up like, I can't even think of it, you know, but Snow Bunny 3.0 or whatever they call themselves. And they expire early under suspicious circumstances. Hi, Gary. Justin, how you doing? Yeah, nice to see you. Mary is here. All right. Yeah. And that, what did they tie him to? Jay-Z, I think it was. I've got some pictures that remind me in my studio of talking points, but he's supposed to be been involved in that dark world before. Ditto. So kind of like a mentor introduced him to it. And who came along with him? Beyonce, you know. So and who do they always call on? Who did Hillary call on for her rallies? Who did they say was going to show up for Kamala's acceptance speech would never happen was Beyonce. Now, she could have been an innocent person that got sucked into it, kind of like a Chelsea, right? Handler, right? Chandler, handler, child, handler. Hi, Yvonne. How you doing? Anyway, we're seeing it. We're seeing things come around. Thank you, Roland. Thumbs up. Yeah, I'll remember to ask early for everybody while you're thinking about it. Give me a thumbs up. I appreciate it. Miss Minister got me a thumbs up. Gary said, no, Diddy was picked up 4 months ago. Well, I don't doubt it, but at least the public knows now that he has gone from luxurious, hedonistic, snap your fingers for anything you want, living to probably some sandals and where's my, can I get an extra glass of Kool-Aid? Kind of living. So, yeah. Oh, no, since you bring that up, Roland, we had in the 17 posts, we had allusions to a keystone, okay, and a key to unlock all doors. I thought that was, so apropos. The more I looked at that picture of Eric Adams in the background, if I could put a thought bubble above his head, because remember, not everybody's a evil person. They could be a typical politician, but not inherently evil. Crooked politicians aren't necessarily evil. They're stupid and they greedy and all that stuff, arrogant. But if I could put a thought bubble over Eric Adams's head, I'd have put enjoy it while you can. When he was looking at P. Diddy holding the key to New York. And there are no such thing as coincidences. And he's there 1 year on the dot in front of a judge begging to be free in New York after he held up that big golden key. So, I don't know. Eric Adams was put in there after Bill de Blasio and his openly commie wife with the weirdo daughter, Hey, they call us weirdo. We can just return the favor, right? So, and when he got in there, what did he start doing? He started saying, this is bankrupting us. We can't afford this with the migrant crisis. You never heard anybody else saying that stuff. Of course, he wobbled around on both sides of the fence, but that's what you got to do. Hi, Wayne. How you doing? Flannel Cheese. How you doing? Kim. Nice to see you. Benjamin. Island Girl. Yvonne. Who did I miss? Nobody, I think. Haha. I don't think I miss anybody. Sparky. Oh, yeah. There's... I see what you're saying there, Sparky. They said that there's a lot of videos out there. And one rather prominent person, I think that's the one you're talking about, Sparky, said that things that go on at Diddy's he can't really talk about. And who all's there and everything like that. Don't forget Hillary with her hot sauce. And going down to Cher's mansion for a private fundraiser and all those like-minded celebrities. Come to think about it, Cher was the first time, I think, not just me, but for millions of people. Hi, Jet Lag. How you doing? Pappy Two Bears. How you doing? Gloria. How you doing? Was the first time with Chaz Bono. Was the first time we ever even considered. Well, we were told that the daughter They didn't used to call her Chaz. What was it? Remember when they had the TV show, Sonny and Cher TV show? Babe, I got you, babe. And their daughter would come on. What was her name then? But anyway, 10 years later, I don't know, when she was in her teens, it was an upheaval in the culture, which was graciously handled when Cher announced that Chassidy, that's right, Roland, yeah. When she announced that her daughter was a Gaye, Gaye, and everybody's like, oh man, now she's, okay, whatever. So, but then that turned into actually physically operating, getting shots, and that wasn't really put out in the news that much. In hindsight, it should have been. Probably getting the same kind of treatments as Mike, Robinson. They probably shared the same doctor. Connect the dots, right? So, anyway, so Diddy, as this stuff goes on, people are smacking their forehead and going, that's right, he was with this person. That's right, he was with that person. And what about that girl that passed away suddenly? What about that girl? I forget her name, Alana or something like that. She was stuffed onto an airplane. She was either half or all the way drunk or hopped up on some kind of drugs, and then the plane crashed, right? Another one. I mean, how many victims or people that left in mysterious circumstances? So on and on it goes. So we'll be connecting dots. Benjamin. Hi, Em. How you doing? So anyway, I was talking when y'all came in about Mr. T's appearance on Gutfeld. And last night they put up a YouTube video about 20 minutes long. Trump interview with Gutfeld. And I've already said this earlier, but within hours it had 1 million views. I was talking about Midas Trash Network. They'd be up for a couple of hours and have 150 views and make me mad as hell. Well, this is over 1 million views. And earlier today, it was over 2 million. Who knows what it's at now? And it's not even the part that I ended up catching after we stopped the live stream. It was the earlier part. But during the part I watched, I like, among other things, I like the way Trump reminded Greg Gutfeld, who's your big daddy from Cincinnati? It's me. He said, I'm the one you interviewed for 2+ hours. Nobody knew who you were. You acted like you didn't like me. I gave you a shot. You broke it up into 5 different installments. Your show's never been the same. I'm taking credit for this show. Hey, that's what you got to do. Reminding people just how much pull he's got. And this is coming off the New York rally, which was in excess of 60,000 people. And then polls come out. It's getting to the point where these phony push polls, like I was talking about the Quinnipiac poll. I saw a YouTube video with, of all people that, I didn't watch it, Stephen Colbert. And he put some kind of wiseacre thing in his thumbnail about the polls. And he's talking about this interference poll, as far as I'm concerned, Quinnipiac, I'm sure. Poll, lot of love. There it is. Poll, lot of love. And Trump attacks David Muir. Why J.D. Vance lied. This is supposed to be a late night comedy show. And this is the kind of crap they're putting out. Talk about election interference. Never mind the fact David Muir's program dropped like a rock. ABC's ratings dropped like a rock. Who's ABC tied to? Oh, Disney. Disney just released another film. Another film that's I'll talk about in a minute. It's called Agatha. What all about Agatha or Agatha something or other. And what's it about? She's a witch. Not only that, but she's got witch friends. Not only that, but they're all lesbian. What in the world is Disney and the MCU universe worried about? This is the second one from Acolyte. It was the same thread. Not uplifting, smarmy, dark. And it's supposed to be like a comedy, kind of like, I don't know, a Seinfeld movie or something. And it's stupid. It's getting terrible reviews. Cost them a pile of money, at least somewhere, they said between 100 and 200 million, just like the Acolyte. So you're looking at roughly between $200 and $300 million. Disney is putting a special out for its streaming service. If you all are interested, okay, for 3 months to watch these wonderful programs, $1.99. They're losing their rear ends. Plus having to pony up for lawsuits. Lady Gaga's father came out and endorsed Trump. Did you all hear about that? He's probably smacking his forehead like, what did I do wrong with that little creature? Yeah, ratings for ABC implode after debate debacle. That's one YouTube video I watched, Dr. Turley. What do you think about this business? Going on. The big story about Mark Robinson. And you all that have been watching me for a while know that I said Mark Robinson make a great VP, He'll crack some heads, he'll get things done. He's a God-fearing man. And at one of Trump's rallies not too long ago, maybe a week and a half ago or something like that, he had a bunch of people in North Carolina come up on the stage, and Mark Robinson was bringing up the rear, and Trump hardly made eye contact with him and said, I don't think this stage is meant to hold all this. And it was a clear reference to Mark Robinson's girth. And then he filed them all off the stage after they got up there. And I said, gee, that was kind of weird. And I think the reason is because people knew in advance that this embarrassing comments he made years ago, I'll read them off of a video I watched, was going to come out. But that's been a week and a half ago. So today is when, or maybe late last night, Mark Robinson makes horrible comments. People call for him to drop out of the race. He was on an adult site. And I said, oh, God. So I said, well, let me watch this report and see what's going on. They don't mention what kind of adult site. Hi, Tennessee. How you doing? Lone Wolf, how you doing? At all in the report. And I think it was something more like more like the kinds where adults talk, okay, about adult subjects. That doesn't mean it has to be P. Diddy style stuff, you know. So they didn't elaborate on that. Just something where kids can't come in and listen to people have arguments and curse at one another. And so I said, okay, I got that out of the way. I'm thinking, what are they talking about? Is he going to, they're going to show a video of him dancing in a cowboy outfit like, what's his face, Tim? Tampon Tim? And so no, that wasn't the case. And they put up a screenshot, where is it, of 3 of the things he said. I remember one of them off the top of my head. He said he was a, whoa, I'm way down screen here. Wait a minute, I gotta go back up. Let me find that. I don't want to misquote anything. Who reported on that? Well, one thing you can bank on was that they knew about it. They knew about it, and they kept it under wraps till they could try to distract. That's another thing I put in my title: distractions. Trump, I need to get one of those tickers that go, you know, used to hear when people announce the news, and I can fire off stuff like Teamsters refuse to endorse Kamala, Elon Musk opens up X in Brazil, P. Diddy is going to name it. You know, I could go right down the list because there was so much to talk about yesterday and today. They got to throw something out there to distract from what's going on for all their bad news. So there's my picture of Sadie. I know I took a screenshot before I took my picture of Sadie. Anyway, one of the things he said was, I don't have it in front of me, but he said he was a black, and then used the word Nazi. No context, no discussions, just where he said he was a, wow, did I not get that screenshot? They were, oh man, I'm looking at where I got the, I got it on live now from Fox, and it didn't save my screenshot. Ain't that something? They weren't pretty, but nothing to write home about. Hi, Ann, how you doing? Nothing to write home about. It wasn't a big deal. It was something where the type of language you would expect from somebody who feels there's no kids in the comment section, okay? And they claim that some of his comments were homophobic, okay, and transphobic. So I'm just curious about why that screenshot didn't take, but that's okay. I can go. I'm not worried about it because it's like Jack Posobiec said. He, let me erase this. Live now from Fox. That's where I saw it. They said adult activity on websites. You know, and what? He's just mouthing off and using, you know, strong language. So there's really nothing to it in my book. Have to come out with a lot better than that, especially after some of the things we're dealing with and watching unfold under our eyes. And at the same time, I get an alert on my phone about a story about Elon Musk. Oh my gosh, what is it? What's the story? FBI. Oh my goodness, I better click on that and find out what's the story. USA Today, Secret Service probing Musk's post about threats to Biden and Harris. Secret Service investigating Musk's Biden-Harris comments. Elon posted, he said, it's weird that you had this many attempts on Trump and no attempts on those two. Whoa, my gosh, that's a threat. And they're seriously all in unison reporting this. Somebody just reading the headlines would think, wow, Elon Musk is a terrible person. The agency is investigating Elon Musk's posts about, quote, quote, trying to assassinate Biden Kamala. According to Bloomberg News, the agency declined to turn over records related to the inquiry. Oh my gosh, they're keeping stuff from us. The Secret Service investigates perceived threats against the people it protects. Taken out of context. And they left the word not out of the quotations. What they quoted was people trying to assassinate Biden Kamala. He's obviously referring to the fact that everything is going after Trump and those two are left out of it. Laura Loomer puts up, Pennsylvania Senator Bob Casey refuses to apologize for calling Trump a threat to democracy. All of them have been saying it in unison. Mockingbird Media. I'm just looking, baby oil. Well, remember, when Trump ran the first time, they broke out all the celebrities against him. And one of them was P. Diddy. And what was his campaign that he was in charge of? Vote or die. Remember that? Vote or die. And he would have concerts and he would bring all this stars, Hillary stuff, and he would show up, vote or die. And after it was all over and Trump won, they started up the Russia hoax. What did they find out about P. Diddy? He didn't even vote. He didn't even go down and vote. But they were operatives. They were operatives. On Wednesday, Pennsylvania Senator Bob Casey proved yet again he is just as radical as his bosses. This has come from Laura Loomer, Kamala Harris, and Chuck Schumer. He refused to answer Laura Loomer's questions about him talking that kind of smack. I went to Newsmax to see Trump was supposed to give an interview tonight. Did you all see if he gave an interview on Newsmax tonight? I couldn't find it on Truth. I couldn't find it on Newsmax.com. I don't know what the deal is on that. I'm sure he did. Hi, Google account. How you doing? Yeah, Diddy's going to have a hard way to go, but they want him to talk. And you know who one of his attorneys is? One of his lead attorneys for P. Diddy is the same lead attorney for Keith Raniere. Keith Raniere. Nexium. Remember that Nexium case where the Seagram's heiress, the heiress to the Seagram's fortune, did jail time? And Allison Mack from Smallville, a Hollywood star. That was one of the first ones they went and got. Was Nexium Group, but they're all tied together. They're all tied together. But anyway, I got some headlines off of Newsmax. Anyway, Trump asks if Harris will resign over Iran spying. Now that came out yesterday. Mr. T put out a truth saying that it just came out that Iran had forwarded some hacked materials from the Trump campaign to the Biden administration, and nobody told the Trump campaign. Kind of like nobody told them when they bugged Trump Tower and spied on him with Obama. So Trump's like, if it was me, you all would blow the roof off of this. You're not even talking about it. Well, I saw a report. ABC or one of those crony news services said Biden administration did not respond to Iran. What the hell does that mean? It'd be like if somebody saw me walking down the street and a spy come up and shove papers in my hand with a bunch of cash, and I kept walking and he kept walking. They'd say, Mountain Man didn't respond to that spy. No, he did not even respond. He didn't say one word. As a matter of fact, he kept enjoying his walk. Doesn't change the fact I got a bunch of papers and a bunch of cash, you nitwits. But I didn't do anything like that. Ha ha. So, Rasmussen reports that Trump has got a 2-point lead. Even some of the whacked out Democrat polls, I think the Times, are claiming that Trump and Harris are tied. But all they focus on is that dopey Quinnipiac poll, which regular pollsters can look at and poke holes at all day long. I didn't know this. Trump canceled his appearance with Polish president in Pennsylvania. Well, that wasn't touted very much. Trump had mentioned it in passing, but it's been canceled. Oh, I'm sure there is Roland, a mole in Trump's inner circle. We'll get him out. Oh, really? Ralph is a Swiftie. He looks like a Swiftie. He's another one to be sitting in jail for a long time, but that guy's crazy. You can see it in his face. Emerson Pole shows Trump leading in 5 swing states. Emerson says Harris leads in 2. Well, everything I've looked at says that if Trump maintains his solid red states, if he wins just 2 swing states, he's got to 270. So if he's heading 5 swing states, I heard it was more like 6. More like 6. Well, that's the thing about this Ralph guy. What did I tell y'all yesterday? He went over to Ukrizzle. He was able to travel, even though he was certainly somebody who should have been flagged by Homeland Security much more than Tulsi Gabbard. But he went to Turkey, was one of the countries he went to. Well, what did we hear today? They arrested a guy who was an assassin to trying to get Bibi Netanyahu. And turns out he's a 73-year-old. I'm going from memory. See if I can pull it up. He's a pensioner in Israel. 73 years old. But the story is he went through Turkey to meet with Iranian intermediaries. Sounds familiar. So they busted up this plot on Netanyahu right when we're dealing with these plots with Trump, or this Ralph plot for sure. And they both paid a little visit to Turkey. Hi, Doc, how you doing? Who was at a concert? A Google account? Ralph? I'm wondering if they ever take AI and go. I mean, facial recognition, and see if he ever went to any rallies, Trump rallies. Was he in the location of the rally where the first attempt was? Was he helping crooks? Yeah, the guy in Alaska Assassin. They claim he's a loudmouth nut, and that they visited his home and told him, "You got to stop this crap." And he got right back online, threatening Clarence Thomas and conservative justices. So they went and locked him up. Here it is. Just in, Israeli police and intelligence services say they foiled an Iranian plot to assassinate top leaders, including Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. Modi Maman, a 73-year-old Israeli businessman. Now they're calling him a businessman. The first report I saw was he was a pensioner, 73-year-old pensioner. Is accused of twice smuggling himself into Iran via Turkey to meet with intelligence officials. Would-be plots from Tehran. He demanded $1 million to carry out the operation to KI and then double L Netanyahu and other leaders. Oh, he wants $1 million to do away with Netanyahu and other leaders. And he's got the wherewithal to go to Turkey on multiple occasions and meet with people. So that tells me, I don't know what tells anybody else. It tells me he wasn't going to be the one. He's going to hire it out. Operatives. I wonder who's he tied to? What were the dates on these visits? Did he set up the accounts that crooks had? I don't know. Stranger things have happened. Let me have a sip of my coffee. Now this Ralph guy, he's so nutty. He would think that he's a wonderful person by not accepting money, but he would accept intelligence. He would accept operational cash. Okay, guidance on how to avoid electronic detection. What state would be best to swipe a license plate from, or a license plate that isn't quite up to snuff on these reading electronic readers they're putting up all around the country. Yeah, I saw that, Diane. I'm wondering about that. they're thinking Trump rallies have been going on for how long? We're talking almost a decade, not not continuous. But he did rallies in 2015 and 2016. We're in 2024 now. That's close enough to 10 years. So if you're an evil person, you'll be thinking any way you could get around security and get to Trump. And I'm talking about what Diane mentioned was the spectators behind Trump that had irritated eyes. Visibly. I mean, it wasn't psychosomatic. It was something you could look at and go, man, what happened to your eyes? And some type of chemical irritant. Some people have postulated other things like blue lights or lasers or something like that. I don't think so. I think it was more of a chemical irritant because they were all pretty much clustered together. And, I might be wrong, but you couple that with this air quotes private citizen, okay, running around doing with his training his dog, and initial reports scaring the hell out of her. Hey, to me, that's no different than phoning in a threat. To cause a story like that to come out. Could be he's just that stupid. But I don't know. Crazy like a fox, question mark? So when you put all that together, along with the other attempts, they're trying to throw a wet blanket on Trump's rallies. Because they're getting inside scoop from somebody. They knew he was going to New York again. He's probably going to go to Jersey again. He's got property up there. He's very well known. Jersey's not that big a state. So what do you do to stop it? You scare everybody. You think, make people think, oh, I'm not going here. It's going to be a mass event. Oh, there's so many names tied to P. Diddy. They're like worms in a clump of dirt. I've said so many times. Yeah, that movie's called Agatha All Along. What the hell's that? From Disney and MCU. So anyway, it doesn't appear to be working because of the impressive showing. Trump had a big day yesterday. It would have been a big day just by the Teamsters announcement. Last time they did not endorse somebody, they sat on sidelines, was 1996, and that was Clinton versus Bob Dole. You all remember Bob Dole? Bob Dole was a war vet, okay? Clinton was a hippie that beat George Bush Sr. the first time. And a lot of veterans were still around during that time. And the Teamsters, you had a lot of Vietnam vets. You had people whose parents were vets. And that group of people did not care for Clinton. Because it came out where he said he HATE the military. And that was it for him as far as military votes. So that was the last time they sat out. And that was almost 40 years ago. And prior to that, Always Democrat, always Democrat. Even with Reagan, especially after Reagan busted up the union. What was it? The air traffic control union. I mean, it was air traffic control. It's national security. What was he supposed to do? And it turned out to be the right thing. Hi, Rick. How you doing? I mean, he's not condemned historically for it. Yeah, I see what you're saying, Roland. 30 years ago, they're bothering you over something. And this guy, he was protected, okay? He was guided. He was protected. You need a nutcase to be involved in this stuff. And nutcases are going to have a vapor trail. That's what we used to call a vapor trail behind them of something, okay? Now, when you're real young, like the Crooks guy, it'll be not as strong a vapor trail. But when you're pushing 60, this guy had, and I've said in the past, even with driving, get little codes come up on the computer when a cop's in the car. He doesn't know what the code's, where it's from, or whatever, but he knows the meaning of the code is to let him go. And I know that to be a fact. I've talked about it in the past. I don't want to talk about it too much, but that's the way it goes. It might only be a couple of states. It might be one state. It might be, a chain of states. If you're going to travel, you're going to travel from North Carolina down to Florida, they'll just put that little code in there. But this time he used, I don't know when he got the stolen license plate. They said it was reported stolen. He could have had a hands-off code, North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, and Florida for his tag, and then stole a tag in Florida to do his deed because he was there at 1:30. Good time to steal tag. And it got reported stolen. That's right, Awfulwitz Teamster. That's right. That's right, Kathy. Getty Museum. And I was scratching my head trying to think of with the Nexium bunch. They had the connecting tunnels with Getty property. So I wonder if James Comey's daughter is still in charge of the audio-visual surveillance of the cells that Diddy's in. And they said Maxwell was there for a while, and of course in the woman's wing, and R. Kelly. I don't know if he's still there or not. But you can't spread these really high-value individuals. It takes more money and logistics and time to make sure they're safe. So it's better to, if you're going to fortify a area, be better off keeping cluster them, like R. Kelly and let P. Diddy listen to R. Kelly tell how things have been going for. How's things been going for you, R. Kelly? Oh, I can't stand it. So, yeah, he had Life of Riley too. Well, did you all hear? Whoa. Uh-oh, what's going on now? It says, leave site. What's that doing up there? Huh. Anyway, did you all watch Robert Gavoya? He was talking about some shenanigans they're playing, how they play the game in Arizona. The rhinos. Yeah, Suge Knight is snitching on Diddy. But anyway, they put out this article a couple of days ago, PM, American News, put it out yesterday, I think. Nearly 100,000 Arizona voters failed to provide proof of citizenship, could be struck from full ballot rolls. And you're, oh my gosh, 100,000 citizens. No proof of citizenship. Well, remember when you went down and got your voter registration card? Anybody say, where's your citizenship papers? You said, no, you showed me your driver's license. These were all pre-1996. People have lived in Arizona for decades, voting for decades. And the computers didn't require proof of citizenship. And this rhino in Arizona is trying to get to where the people, the 100,000 is majority Republican. So he wants to get them struck off the rolls till they can prove their citizenship. It's a ruse. It's a trick to diminish the amount of Republicans voting. The ones we're worried about who've shown up since Obama got in office, since Biden got in office. This coordinated illegal voting didn't start to the Obama administration, not with fervor. It started in the Clinton administration somewhat, but not to the level it's at now. So where are we at with the SAVE Act? We've got a government shutdown coming up. Huh. Oh, boy. Somebody sent me a notification. But anyway. And Trump put out a truth that said, we got to get every ounce of the SAVE Act. Are there any more parliamentary moves going on or what? What's going to happen on September 30th? Hi, Hebrew Hammer. Oh, Gary must have went to buy me a coffee. Boom, boom, boom. I appreciate it, Gary, and everybody else that's gone to buy me a coffee. Debbie said, I left my finger on your quote, and it just popped on the screen. Lawyers are in place. I can't get the screen to do what I want. There we go. So anyway, I appreciate that, Gary, and everybody else that's going to buy me a coffee. And I'm just trying to see. I had that quote from Mr. T. But anyway, I had Gary and Mike and Bev this month, and Angela and Lone Wolf and Hilarious helped out this month. Miss Minnesoo, Tennessee, all of y'all appreciate it very much. Whoa. Haha, Miss Minnesoo gave you some booms. So nobody's heard anything on the SAVE Act. They have Roland. Are you talking about Roland Martin? Gary, did you all see where Roland Martin was doing a live stream? And I guess he opened up something on his computer. He wasn't supposed to. It was some guy walking around with his rear end showing. It was a gay website, Roland Martin. And his eyeballs popped out real big. And, oh, man. And he got off the screen. Everybody said, "Oh, Roland Martin is got sugar in his gas tank." That's for sure. And well, Fanny, Ashley Merchant filed contempt court papers against Fani Willis. And I tried to watch the hearing today in Georgia, where she was had the keeper of records, or whatever his title is, explaining why they haven't coughed up the stuff. 2 subpoenas, she's ignored them, or had such a pitiable response as, it's non-responsive. And it was torture even watching it. But I was thinking, man, so maybe someone's going to come through here. But one thing good I'll say about it is you could see the judge getting aggravated. 8 hours. Ashley Merchant is questioning this little bureaucrat. And he's sitting there with his pink tie on, being smart aleck. Basically telling Ashley Merchant that he did everything he was supposed to. And she's over and over again saying these are open documents that are supposed to be available to the flipping public, and you got a duty to keep them, make them available, and keep the records properly. You are the record keeper, and nothing outside of what they were requesting was anything that any citizen should get just by it being an open record upon request, with no cost, like I want a copy of the budget or whatever, or something you were entitled to on a FOIA request, freedom of information, nothing out of line. So what kind of bright points have the left had, especially in this last week? Zero. Jack Smith is stuck in the mud. He's got 1 foot out the door. Nothing's going to happen to stop the election day from coming. I'm not saying the election itself. I'm saying the election day. They voted no last count, Kathy said. Who's that? The Senate or the House? Yeah, I talked about that, Rick. They said that Biden didn't respond to Iran, which was a cheesy way out of it, but they still handing information off. Anyway, so you got every corner of everything they've tried on Trump has failed. I think that especially with the advancements in AI, okay, and algorithms and search abilities, I think especially with the federal government and local governments, I'm just saying what I'd like to see. I'm not saying it's going to happen. I'd like to see if somebody says, I want to be a town manager. Oh, okay. Speaking of which, that town manager admitted that there were multiple reports about people's cats getting swiped, okay? But he just said, I couldn't verify them, but I did get a lot of reports. But anyway, anybody going for a position like that, all their social media, they should turn it over and it just be scraped by AI and check for any allusions to wanting to hurt anybody, not just Trump, but any celebrating what happened with Trump or saying, I wish they'd have got him. Those people should not be eligible for any positions of public trust. I don't give a damn what state they're in. You don't want people that think that way having any type of control over your life, especially in the school system. So I don't know. We'll see which way that goes. Hi, Michael. Oh, you think Vance is a mole? Yeah. She is looking rough. Boy, after that, they had so many defeats this week so far. It's unreal. She bombed at the black journalist press thing. They didn't hold her hand, but they didn't beat her up either. And she still looked ridiculous. I mean, they just asked questions people want to know about. And they were rolling their eyes, and people were saying after she left that she left in a big hurry. After she left, the journalists were looking at each other like, what in the hell did we just go through? And that talk gets around. Trump had, just with last night, a great interview on Gutfeld. It was seen by millions just on one video. I have no idea what the views are on Rumble. I have no idea what Fox's ratings were last night. I have no idea how many people on other channels that were rebroadcasting Fox, how many saw it. Just a friendly sit down and chit chat. People can't get enough of them. The huge rally in a blue state in New York. Unbelievable. In one day. The Teamsters rejecting Kamala. No, they didn't endorse Trump, but they let the poll out that Trump is favored by 60%. And there's 5% that don't know. I'd be willing to say it's 5% that don't want to disappoint their traditionally Democrat friends. Can you imagine working side by side with a real flaming nut liberal? You've been working side, with them for I don't know how long, and they're Kamala, and they ask you, what are you going to vote for, Kamala or Trump? And you say, yeah, whatever you say. You're not going to want to get in an argument with them. Not going to admit it. Just like Trump said, they'll get in the voting booth and do what they want. Well, I've got this posting. I don't know when it was put up by Kamala's campaign. Oh, here's something from the Babylon Bee. No one notices as entire cast of The View is replaced with shrieking feral pigs. Ha ha ha. Anyway, a statement on Trump's promise to end democracy. This is supposedly on the Harris campaign's website. Imagine if we put up something similar to this. Quote, when Vice President Harris says this election is about freedom, she means it. Our democracy is under assault by criminal Donald Trump. After the last election, Trump lost. He sent a mob to overturn the results. That's the first paragraph. 3 big lies in the first paragraph. Okay? 3 big lies. When are they going to get through their heads that what happened to Capitol was orchestrated and there were operatives. Okay. They had cameras in strategic places. They had thug employees with the Capitol Police and FBI operatives. When are they going to get through their head that these aren't criminal charges? They're manufactured illegally. Charges that people have never been charged with under the circumstances they're doing with Donald Trump. So they can get the criminal part out of the way. And they're saying Trump lost the last election. And I don't have to explain why. Just about everybody in these chats know that that's bull. Bull. So the second paragraph, this campaign, he has promised violence if he loses. And the end of our elections if he wins. And the termination of the Constitution to empower him to be a dictator, to enact his dangerous Project 2025 agenda on America. Nobody challenges it. I bet those journalists wish they had another shot at her. Big waste of time sitting there listening to her rehearsed crap. Last paragraph. Donald Trump wants to take America backward to politics of hate, chaos, and fear. This November, America will unite around Vice President Kamala Harris to stop him. Ha, 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 ha. You're out of your damn mind. A totally backwards worldview. The thing is that there's so many people that believe in it. Yeah, it's been a while since I've seen that Chrome word, as in Adreno. I wonder what P. Diddy, ain't no way they're not doing that. Designer, high dollar, $5,000 a bottle for a little perfume bottle full. When's that going to come out? I didn't see that guy, Kim. No, I didn't see anything about strip clubs. If that's the reason he's voting for Harris. Anyway, something else that's been in the spotlight that people aren't reporting on, that we're talking about, we know what the ramifications are. Cuomo, he's still giving testimony in front of Congress, or he's still being examined by Congress. I'll put it that way. Now, I know a lot of people don't have faith in Congress. This is a different Congress. This is going right for the jugular on very sensitive issues. Emails reveal that former New York Governor Andrew Cuomo drastically undersold his role in a report that deflected blame for the unaliving of thousands of nursing home patients in the early days of the you-know-what. It was reported Thursday. Cuomo personally altered a report that lowballed the number of nursing home unalives, contradicting his claim to Congress. In other words, he lied. He tampered with evidence. Who's reporting that with ABC, MSNBC, CNN? A governor altering emails about something as serious as people who lose their lives because of your policies. They used it to interfere. That's what Trump said. They used that disease to interfere. And with Gutfeld last night, he brought up that it was from China. And earlier in his rally, he took it up to what China owes us from 50 trillion to 60 trillion. He added another 10 trillion to it, and they'll pay. Some form or another, they will pay. And China knows it. Yeah, I believe that too, Gary. I believe it too. We've been told so many times that we're watching a show. What is the deal with this Kentucky judge? A deputy plugged a Kentucky judge. It's not really blown up in the news, but apparently not a sheriff, one of his underlings. And let me tell you something, you can make a bad hire. That's for sure. A bad hire. And who is the only ones that are allowed pew-pews in a courtroom? The bailiffs, which are deputies for sheriffs. We'll have to see what the story is on that. So I believe that too. I believe what we're seeing has already been done in a lot of cases. Plans have already been laid out. But the whole story's got to be told. It's got to be told in a compelling way. And people are going to have to witness. They're going to have to witness the punishment. So we never have to go through this again. So, I mean, can they come up and say, hey, wait a minute, we already took care of that guy, and the one you're seeing is a puppet or an actor or whatever. I don't see that they'll be able to do that. They'll just have to carry it through and show the video like it's happening now. Media worried. Assassination attempts, an unfortunate distraction. Dana Bash. Media worried that constant Trump assassination attempts might distract from the plight of illegal immigrants. Ha ha, that's from the Babylon Bee again. Rashida Tlaib. Somebody put this up, Marina Medvin. She says, you won't believe this, or maybe you will. Rashida Tlaib, I guess it was today or last night. Dearborn, Michigan crowd is hosting a vigil for Hezbollah pager patrons. So that's what they're worried about here in America, is what happened to a terrorist group over on the other side of the world. But then the big news flash come through that election officials in Pennsylvania banned all, I got to watch this out, DROP boxes, right? I'm not allowed to talk about the kind you put a stamp on, but that's what they're talking about. In Lucerne County, they banned them all over concerns that they facilitate voter fraud. I'm not even sure if I can say that word. And have you heard Ron DeSantis? I see people making comments on Vance and people commenting on Vivek Ramaswamy and stuff like that. What are you thinking about Ron DeSantis? A couple of days ago, he came out and announced an investigation, a state investigation. And he said that the most serious charges against this clown by the feds were also serious charges in the state of Florida, and that he didn't trust Phoebe F.B. and then I. to do an adequate job with this Ralph character. Well, he told the world that they're not to be trusted. A big statement from DeSantis a couple of days ago. Today he came out, gave another press conference that said the feds were not cooperating with Florida in the Trump assassination attempt investigation. Well, that's a big deal because they're going to have all the scene evidence. They're going to fingerprints. They're going to have the weapon. They're going to have undisturbed site photographs, and they're not going to share any of it, is what I'm hearing. So DeSantis is ringing a bell about that because it will render the state investigation moot. Plus, you know how easy it would be? We didn't find his fingerprints on the gun. Just because he was running across the street doesn't mean it was him laying in the bushes. I'm just talking from a defense attorney's position, or if there's somebody on the inside that wanted this guy to get minimal punishment. Yeah, he had the stolen tags, so I guess he violated probation or whatever. He's got to do a year or, whatever. But that doesn't mean this and that doesn't mean that. You don't have proof of this, you don't have proof of that. They don't care who they outrage. It's kind of hard to get information out of a guy if he is being held by people who sympathize. Because he's being protected is what it seems like. And Matt Gaetz came out and said there are 5 assassination teams currently after Trump, 3 domestic. Wait a minute. Let me read that again. 3 foreign. 3 foreign and 2 domestic. He came out, and it was posted on Citizen Free Press today. So that means 6. Okay, 2 that already have gone by that we know of, plus 2 more domestic. That makes 7. 4. And then 3 foreign makes 7. But we know it's a lot more than that. A lot more than that. And I'm sure the Trump team knows it too. So you take a look at this stuff with Gavin Newsom, what Hillary came out and was talking about, arresting people who give out misinformation, disinformation. You've had Tim Walz come out and say the First Amendment doesn't protect you from misinformation or hate speech. If I say Tim Walz is a weird-looking old creepo, does that make me guilty of hate speech? Gavin Newsom, you can't put up certain memes or use AI to mock people that because so people are so dumb they can't tell the difference. You can go to jail for that. Hillary wants to put him in jail. Tim Walsh wants to put him in jail. All these people are they getting are setting table? Are they setting the table? Just like this Alaska assassin. They went down to his house and talked to him. He left some of those vile, violent threats over and over and over and over again. They went and talked to him. He said, screw you. And then when the FBI left his home, he was telling the Supreme Court, now quit sending your boys. Why don't you all come to my house? And then posted more and more and more. So they went down and locked him up. Don't forget what happened to that guy in Utah. They didn't give him the courtesy of a door knock. They just unalived him at the break of dawn, kicked his door in, used a combat vehicle to knock his front wall in, and then drug him out on the sidewalk and left him lay there. And that was the end of him because he said something about Joe. But this guy, oh, it's a whole different ballgame. So Trump went to a Jewish group and spoke tonight, and talking about he challenged Kamala, President Trump. I'm calling on Kamala Harris to officially disavow the support of all Hamas sympathizers, anti-Semites, and Israel haters. And then he put underneath there, she won't do it. So he put that challenge out right when Rashida Tlaib is having a vigil for the pagers. And you all were, some of you in the chats were right. I heard the first reports that they came out of Hungary, but it was denied. They said they didn't have the facilities. Now reports coming out, oh yes, they did. Yes, they did. They had facilities made. A private company run by Mossad that actually did the pagers in Hungary. And the Taiwanese bought them from Hungary. That's what is the unofficial. Then Taiwan sold them to Hezbollah. That's what they're saying. I don't know. So let me see. So yeah, with the polls as what I was going to put in my title was a blowout brewing. A blowout brewing. But I don't want to get everybody all hopped up on you know, where some people say, oh, I don't got to go out and vote. I don't give a damn if the polls say Trump is winning by 50, 60%. I don't care. We got to go out and vote. But they're not saying that. There are some good pollsters, but let me tell you a little secret as I'm at the end of this broadcast about even Rasmussen and the pollsters that are good, air quotes good, they're showing Trump up 2 points nationally, showing him leading in most of the swing states. They base their current polling on voting numbers from the last election, and they correct their past polling by weight. They weight how many Democrats they're going, likely voters, Democrats they're going to talk to, and Republicans. And they're still showing Trump with a lead. But the weighting they're using, I haven't heard anybody talk about this yet. The weighting they're using is based on phony tallies, okay? Truckloads of pieces of paper going to needed places that were manufactured. But they're weighting them as if they were real votes and applying it to their current polling. Because a legitimate pollster, their goal is to be as accurate as possible. And so if last election they say, oh my gosh, we were off 3 points. Why? Well, let's look at the actual numbers. Oh, okay, there were more Democrats. So next time we weight it different. Yeah, but you're weighting as in weights and measures. You're weighting tied to ghost votes. So Trump is way ahead compared to the existing national averages. But we still got to come with vengeance. I mean, we got to represent, we got to come out. Trump said in California, he said he believed if it wasn't for cheating, he would win California. In New York, he said, we want to win New York. We're going to win New York. And, hey, 47 days from today. Yeah, I heard that too, Diane. Pennsylvania mail-in requests by Democrats are down against Republicans by 250,000 votes. Yeah, Harry, get off your backside, Harry. All right, folks. Well, I appreciate you all spending your precious time with me, and I appreciate Gary and everybody else. I can't see my notifications, so anybody that helped me out, I will mention it next broadcast. But I appreciate you stopping by, buy me a coffee, and I hope you all think about giving me a thumbs up. All right, everybody who watches the live stream and after the live stream. And let me know what you think in the comments if you watch afterwards. I enjoy hearing from you all. Thank you for spending your precious time with me. I'll be seeing you soon, probably tomorrow night. If you hit the notification bell, you'll know when I go live. And you can join us. So I'll be seeing you soon. This is Mountain Man. Over and out.